Hello, hello. Yeah, I know, another live stream. It's crazy. Just gonna put you right on down there. And I'm going to start working on my editing. Ooh. Okay. Hello. For you guys wondering, I'm working on my editing right now, so if I miss a message, because I'm working on that. Hola. How's everybody doing? I'm glad you're here too, Audrey. Aubrey, sorry. Alright, it's very hard to line up my audio, so I'm just trying to like hyper focus on it right now. Oh, what's up, Robert? Let y'all see what I'm working on real quick. It's my editing program, working on my Haunting of Bly Manor video. How's everyone's day been? Hola, Roman. I just got off of work a little while ago. Actually got a full shift for once. It was very nice. Haven't seen Bly Manor yet. From the first episode I saw, I thought it was good, yeah. No, sorry, Sandia. Not very much at all. I'll join when I'm back from dinner. Alright, sounds good, Marcus. Glad you're here, Wicked Little Town. Trying to find a good scary movie on Netflix. From what I've seen, Netflix doesn't really have a great selection of scary movies. Let's find out together real quick. I'm gonna search it. Let's see if there's anything on here that I thought was really good. Netflix scary movies. No. Ooh, okay. If you haven't seen Platform, that was pretty cool. In the Tall Grass was all right. The Ritual was. I didn't personally like it that much, but everyone else I've seen has really loved it. Watching Autopsy of Jane Doe. Oh, I love that movie. I thought that was actually pretty cool. Terrifier, if you want a good scare. Gore, but it's acting isn't the best. I mean, acting is kind of a big deal for me. If it doesn't have good acting, it's really hard for me to get into it. Oh, there's Velvet Buzzsaw. It's not much of a horror, but I thought it had a pretty interesting take on like the art community. Hello, handsome chap. I thought the Cloverfield Paradox was alright. The Perfection is pretty great. Oh yeah, the Perfection was pretty awesome. It was so gross though. Um, made me almost like throw up a few times, but it was very, very interesting. Hey, Lanaya. Sorry, just getting my editing on. I promise I won't edit the whole time. I'm just gonna get this like prepped and ready to go so when I finish the live stream I can get this all good. And yeah, go ahead, write them down. The bus scene. Oh my god. Aubrey, that scene was disgusting. That was genuinely disgusting. I was freaking out. Like I said, body horror, it fucks me up. And that was some supreme body horror right there. Sorry, Zakia. I'm just really enjoying the live streams. It's been fun. And yeah, Velvet Buzzsaw and The Perfection, solid ones. I think The Perfection is a lot better than Velvet Buzzsaw, especially when it comes to horror, but Velvet Buzzsaw was really interesting. Hey, Francis. Oh, you do like body horror? Then you'll love The Perfection. Velvet Buzzsaw doesn't have like a whole lot of body horror, but it does have one moment of it. Hey, William. If anyone's been editing, you'll know that one of the best parts about it is while you're going through it frame by frame, you get like really entertaining faces from yourself. So let's see what I pull up in here. The gay came out. Nice. Oh, sorry, I forgot to read those. Can you react to the booze? The booze, what is that? Lovecraft Country Season 2 might be Atticus' son story. If they do a Season 2, I would sort of expect it to be. Just watched Mr. Sardonicus this morning. I have not seen that. The Bye Bye Man wasn't all that good to me, but it's on Netflix. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of The Bye Bye Man. Thought it was a little predictable. And for real, that was a good stoner face right there. Oh, The Boys. I've already seen season 1 and 2, so I can't do a genuine reaction. Sorry about that. But I liked it. That show just makes me really, really mad, though. That's why I didn't want to do reactions to it. It reflects real life in a strange way that I'm not always down for. And yes, I do watch anime. Probably not enough, but I have watched a few of them that I thought were very, very good. A lot of them are just the really popular animes that everyone's watched, but I don't really care about being indie or anything like that. If it's popular, sometimes it's popular for a reason. It's made in the 60s with William Castle. Mr. Sardonicus has the Joker smile before the Joker came out. Oh, that's cool. Sounds pretty creepy. I'm just color balancing right now. Hey, what's up, Silverlight? Silver Sight, sorry. It's very small on the screen. Sorry about that. Whew. Sorry about that, guys. My mom called again. She said she was going to call tomorrow. And she was like, are you streaming? I'm like, yes. She was like, oh shit, sorry. So she'll call me tomorrow. Let me see. You should definitely watch Avatar: The Last Airbender if you haven't already, but I wouldn't recommend doing reactions on it since the copyright is a big issue. Oh, I've already seen all of that, so no worries there. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think the most creeped out I've been on a film was Mama. I thought Mama was good. It wasn't like my favorite or anything. Would you react to Buffy? I mean, I haven't seen much of it at all, so maybe at some point they would be genuine reactions. And yeah, there are a lot of seasons of Buffy. It would take me a little while, but that'd be a good like backup series to do on my channel, I think. Just like not a lot of new stuff coming out, so let's keep on going with Buffy, you know? Damn, I feel bad. I wanted to talk to my mom, but she said she was gonna call tomorrow. Buffy was probably best vampire show to date. And I guess I will have to make that my backup show to watch. I think you would like Penny Dreadful. A couple of people have recommended Penny Dreadful and Man in High Castle, so I'll probably watch those two. I really don't know what either of them is about, so I enjoy that aspect of it. Shit. Sorry, when I'm editing, I'm like hyper focused. And the spinoff Angel was good also. I've heard some people say the spinoff was really bad, Sherry. I mean, I'll probably check it out too if I do like finish all of Buffy. Make my own opinion on it. I can't talk to Mom right now. She's already hung up. For anyone that doesn't know, when someone calls you from prison, they have to pay for it, and for that reason, they can't like call you back or anything. Usually, it's like, all right, this is my one attempt for the day, and I can't call her at all. She has to call me. React to Poya Magi Madoka Magica. What is that? Never seen True Blood, though you heard that series was good too. Yeah, I've heard it's very good, and everyone said it was very sexy. So I'd be down to watch it. There's a show called Grand Army, I think on Netflix. It's pretty popular right now. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's a Euphoria type of show. Well, I don't even know what Euphoria is about, and don't tell me because I want to go into it blind. Angel was good. The bad was it was cut off short. Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of shows fall off in their last season, Silver Sight. Nothing wrong with you liking it, Sherry. It might be good. I don't know. I've never seen it. Hey, Line 10 Man. William like True Blood. 5x5. Do you mean like 5 out of 5, or is that also a show? And I guess Sherry's telling me to watch Grand Army also. Okay. I don't know these characters, Roman. Madoka Magica is an anime. Okay, sweet. Hey, Telty. Again, anyone who just dropped in, I'm editing right now, so I swear I'm trying to pay attention. Just trying to get this video started. Once again, my allergies are destroying me today. 5x5 is a line from one of the Slayers in Buffy. Oh, okay. Spike was that dude, Roman, he went out like a G. Oh, don't spoil anything, Sherry. One crazy anime I've watched is Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. What video are you editing right now? I'll show you. I am editing my Bly Manor reaction, so I just gotta get the episode on here now. Anyone who hasn't seen Bly Manor, be careful. It might be a slight spoiler while I'm showing the screen. If you're into animation that's not necessarily anime, Kipu and the Age of Wonder Beast is great. Okay. I mean, I'm into animation of all kinds as long as it's good. Best finale to a TV show you have seen. Best finale? Honestly, when my devs reaction drops, that might be the best finale I've ever seen to a show. Even if the show's not your cup of tea, like that was such a satisfying ending to it. Don't worry about it, Sherry. It's all good. Are you excited for House of the Dragon? I might be. I mean, look it up. Oh. Hold on. Oh, the Game of Thrones. I'm cautious, but I would love for it to be good. And Fakeaba, I really loved Hill House. So far, I'm enjoying Bly Manor. I'm glad you're enjoying Dark, or at least finished an episode of it, Roman. And yeah, it is in German, and I highly recommend you watch it in German. Don't go for English or any other language. Like, just use the subtitles. It's the best way to do it. What do you use to edit? Premiere Pro. In my opinion, that's the best editing program that there is, and it's an industry standard. Like professionals in Hollywood use it, so it's a good one. Have you seen Altered Carbon? No, but I probably will at some point, more than likely for the channel. I'm over here packing up my apartment, didn't realize I had so much shit. That's how I feel anytime I have to move anywhere. Have you seen Toradora or Rosario? No, I have not seen either of those. How's it going, Loquacious Orion? For me, it's going great. 6 Feet Under has been one of the best finales I've ever seen. The way they wrap up the entire storyline and individual character journeys was incredible. Ooh. Well, that's good. Check out Penny Dreadful, you'll like it. Alright, fine. I'll watch that too. That is what has delayed me on Dark, because I've usually been multitasking while watching stuff, and you can't multitask with subtitles. That's true. That's a show you cannot be doing anything else. You got to sit down and truly like devote yourself to watching it. Show off that collection going on behind you. I need you. Collection? You talking about? What are you talking about? All this? It's mostly just stuff I've collected over the years, and I guess a few gems, yeah, but nothing spectacular. Just stuff from friends. A little golden snitch and Mockingjay pin. And if anyone played Gears of War, the Lancer from that, I fucking love that thing. And then just like comic books, stuff up there. Speaking of finales, I was honestly disappointed in the Lovecraft Country reaction. Like they killed Ruby off screen and it was just kind of lackluster to the previous episodes. I mean, I agree. I don't think it was the greatest finale, but I think the show overall was truly great. And I do really hate what they did with Ruby and making that off screen. I thought that was stupid. That's why the audio wasn't matching up with their lips when I was watching Dark. No, yeah, you got to do it with subtitles, because doing it with English, like dubbed or anything, that's not the way to go for that show. I like Penny Dreadful a lot, but the last episodes and the finale were disappointing for me. I mean, that's most shows, to be totally honest. As an original Penny Dreadful? I'm a little confused by a few of the characters' relationships and ties to one another. The guy sleeping with the mom is her brother-in-law. Again, don't you be spoiling any of these shows for me. We have the same version of The Lord of the Rings. Oh, nice. I got that back when I was like 13 years old. Read the whole thing. Those two big fast food soda cups on the table are... It's only one. The other one's like just drinking water and my emergency. Got to keep the immune system strong. Check out The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. I've heard that one's good too. German is particularly annoying dubbed because it close enough in mouth movements to English just to look really odd. Yeah, that's true. I agree. I mean, German's actually really similar to English. Like, it might sound a little different, but most of the words either sound like English words or are very closely based on them. Oh, no, I got what you meant, Aubrey. Have you seen Euphoria? Not yet, but that's coming up. I will react to that one. Oh, you were talking about Dark episode 1. I see the mom is her brother. No, I don't think he is. No, just keep watching. That show gets particularly complicated, but in a good way. There's Penny Dreadful and Penny Dreadful City of Angels. Oh, I didn't even know. One episode of Lovecraft I enjoyed watching is the one with Jiha. I really like that episode too. I've seen a couple people say that that was one of their least favorite episodes because it was focusing on like a side character essentially, but I thought that was a great episode. They made a spin-off set in LA in the 30s or so. Didn't watch it, but the original Penny Dreadful was Victorian London with lots of classic Victorian Gothic-lit characters. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I would probably prefer the original too then. And just so you guys know, my favorite episode of Lovecraft Country was probably the 8th episode. The one, again, I don't want to say the title because it's a play on a slur, but I don't even want to say a play on a slur, you know? But that was a really cool episode. Heartbreaking, had actual moments of comedy in it. The horror in it, like, really freaked me out. And that was when they really focused on Dee, and I think Dee's my favorite character, so that was my favorite. Is there a show everyone loves to watch but you never cared about? Oh, there's gotta be some. Let me search popular shows. There's gotta be some on here. Popular shows. Well, a lot of these are ones I haven't watched, but plan on watching. So far I'm not seeing any that I like refuse to watch because I just don't care about it. Oh, that's a big one. Supernatural. I'm sorry. I really don't like it. Like I watched the first 3 seasons, like forcing myself to get into it, and I just didn't like it. Mostly because of the Korean language instead of the characters speaking English. Yeah, that was cool. I was a little worried they would do the typical thing where they're speaking English, but it's implied that they actually are speaking Korean. I'm glad they actually just spoke Korean and gave us subtitles. It's not that hard to read subtitles, in my opinion. The cave scene in Dark. Just you wait. You haven't seen nothing yet, Roman. Have you watched The Witcher? Yes. I'm excited for season 2. So I played 2 of the Witcher games. Never read the books, but I thought it was great. The original with Aemon and Amunet was great. Second season was okay too. Good to know. Good to know. I like episode 8 too. Those girls did some sick choreography. They did. Like those girls, they deserve a little award for what they did there because some of that dancing was very impressive. Friends is a very solid one, Francis. I don't like Friends. Sorry, not sorry. I just don't like it. And Carletta, that's what I'm saying. Supernatural's one I'm not a fan of it. And I'm watching Raised by Wolves. That'll be the video I edit after this one. I think my favorite 2 Lovecraft episodes were 6 and 7. The Hippolyta episode was solid. That was such a good one. And Gia's episode, obviously, was very good as well. I still haven't watched This Is Us, but a couple people have told me to, so probably will. Dee was honestly a really underrated character, so I hope they focus on Tick and Letty's son in season 2. I hope we see her as a cool on character. I agree. I would love to see that. Please Like Me on Hulu. I haven't heard of that one. Oh, you love Supernatural? Sorry. I mean, no disrespect. I'm just not a fan of it. You need to watch High Score Girl on Netflix if you haven't. I haven't watched that one, so I will. What's up, 19 Cosmo? Breaking Bad or Supernatural for me? I mean, Breaking Bad is my second favorite show I've ever watched, but that was a really popular one, so I can see why you might not enjoy it. Can't ever get into it, but I love Once Upon a Time and Charmed. I did not like Once Upon a Time. That seemed a little too pretty for me, if you know what I mean. I love me that cheesy family magic with a dash of hope. I mean, see, that's kind of why I didn't like it. But I feel you. I don't like Friends as much as my dad does. I prefer Living Single. I haven't watched either of those. Or, I mean, I've watched Friends. I just don't really like it. Middle of Supernatural was good. Beginning was a bit too Monster of the Week. Yeah, that's why I wasn't really enjoying it. The later seasons jumped the shark a bit. Interesting. X-Files is the one for me. Everyone says it's a classic, but it's too old for me to be into. I watched it when I was a kid, and it kind of creeped me out, actually, because I was very young and didn't understand what was going on. It just kind of freaked me out. The spooky choreography for the Demon Sisters in that episode was so weird. No, I agree. It scared me pretty good. Like, the way they moved, honestly, I know I got a little hate for it from one of the commenters on that video, but it reminded me of the doppelgangers from Us. Just like the really weird movements that are sort of normal, but not enough to be normal. It's just very off-putting. Oh, Friends was a ripoff of Living Single? Interesting. And yeah, I agree. I think it's overrated. I'd love to see Dee as the main character. I would too. Even before the robot arm, I would have liked to have seen that. I'm glad I cut into the live. Your lighting setup is boss, by the way. Oh, thank you. I mean, right now it's just my fan, but if you mean in general for my videos, then thank you. Just did a binge rewatch of Lovecraft Country and caught some stuff I didn't realize before. I need to rewatch all the season as well to catch all the little things I missed. Classics horror flick recommended for chat. If you haven't seen it already, The Mothman Prophecy with Richard Gere. Sorry, my face is a little hot. I have not seen that. So maybe I will. I liked Grimm until the last season. I never watched the show, but I watched the movie, and that scarred me as a fucking kid. That was actually terrifying in many ways. So I never got into Once Upon a Time because I didn't want another fairy tale show. I feel it. Might take care of George along with Letty. I would love that, Zakia. I mean, that would be a solid season 2 right there. Episode 3 with the ghost and episode 5 with Ruby were my favorite Lovecraft episodes. I'm trying to remember 5. Oh, right. Where she becomes the white woman. Those are really solid episodes, too. The ghost episode scared me pretty bad in a few parts, and episode 5 disgusted me, because I don't like body horror. Seeing her skin fall off again and again was really gross to me, but I thought the episode itself was fantastic. How to Get Away with Murder is a show that a lot of people love, but I didn't really enjoy. I mean, fair enough. That show was like drama for the sake of drama sometimes, which is kind of why I liked it, but I can see why some people wouldn't. And Viola Davis, she gave it her all, but sometimes her character really frustrated me. First season was great, but after that it was pretty bad. Ooh, what is that show? Don't forget to like the vid, guys. Oh, thanks. Hey, so ladylike. Episode 3 was in the top 5 episodes of Lovecraft. That's my fave. I feel it. It was a very solid episode. Because the whole time I was like, Letty, get out of this house. And I really love that she didn't. She just ended it by being like, no, bitch. This is my house. I'm not leaving. You're leaving. Somebody edited Friends clips, but removed the laugh track, and a lot of it is really awkward and cringy. I feel that way about most sitcoms that have a laugh track on them. I'm like, I feel like you should be able to laugh without kind of being told to laugh, I'm sure that's not true about every sitcom, but for a lot of them, I feel like that's true. Alright, fine. I will Google Living Single and Friends. 1 second, everybody. Hold on. Doing my research. Give me just two seconds. Oh, wow. So, an all-black cast show inspired an all-white cast show. And of course, the white version of it was more popular. Of course. It's fucking lame. That makes me really want to watch Living Single now. Hey, just in time. Stand up, let's see. Shut up. No. Are you watching Hellstrom? A couple people have told me to watch it, so I will be. Oh, and you expected more? Interesting. Once Upon a Time was clever and enjoyed it early on, but that totally dragged on too much. Yeah, how many seasons of that show did they have? Have you watched the third day? I'm still recovering from it. It was a lot to take in. It sounds familiar. I mean, it's got Jude Law. That's pretty cool. Who else does it have in it? Oh, Catherine Waterston. Who else does it have? It has a couple pretty famous people in it. A man and woman have their work cut out for them as they make separate journeys to a mysterious island off the British coast. Sounds interesting. And it's a miniseries, so it probably won't take me long to watch. Sorry, I'm just, again, trying to make sure I read everything. 1980s Fright Night movie, also underrated. Yeah, I can agree with that. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. The show Scream Queens was honestly really cheesy, but I loved it when it was on air. Same with Glee, which is also like my favorite show of all time. I liked Glee, I think, for like the first 3 or 4 seasons, and then after that, most of the original cast had been replaced, and that's kind of when I started to grow out of it. And the same thing happened with Degrassi. When they started replacing too many people, I was like, alright, I'm kind of over it now. They continue the same storyline. My hope is that Ruby's death happening off screen was done on purpose so they can reveal she was never even killed. I don't know. I get the feeling she was. I hope that's true, though. I do hope that she will come back. And that's why they did the off-screen death. Did you watch Preacher? No. So I don't know if I like it or not. But my brother told me to watch it. Also enjoyed Meet Me in Daegu. My kids and I speak Hangul, so it was refreshing. Even though they can enjoy it until they're old enough. True. Oh, that must have been pretty cool, actually, watching it without having to read the subs. What's up, Simtown Twins? Yeah, I didn't realize that Queen Latifah was the one who starred in that show. Is she also the one who like created that show? Because that's kind of what I gathered from the little article I read. 7 seasons, Jesus. First installment of VHS was gold. For me, it was a little bit of a hit or miss, depending on which like moment of the movie it was focusing on. Like, not every single one of them really did it for me. But overall, I did really enjoy it as well. There were a couple parts that were super disturbing. Hellstrom is not a good show. The show was very dry, considering it's based on the Son of Hell from the Marvel Universe. It didn't do that character justice. Well, I'm still going to have to watch it for myself and find out. Because I don't think I've read many comics about Hellstrom. I am a Once-Er fan. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hellstrom should have been a lot better. Like I said, I gotta give it a watch myself, see if I like it or not. Preacher started off good. I was disappointed after season 2. Well, damn. Oh, and you thought it was good the whole way through? Interesting. I like the remake of Fright Night with Anton Yelchin. Did I watch the remake? Give me a second. Oh yeah, I never watched the remake of it. I like both the actors, but just didn't watch it. You keep saying Ruby's in a coma and she's not dead, but I'm not convinced. Like, technically, yes, she is in a coma, but I don't know. I don't know. My show getting dragged. Don't worry about it. I love the... Oh, I see what that stands for. Once Upon a Time. Would be maybe because of the invisible. It's like Union as well. Interesting. Oh, before I forget, y'all wanted to see the dog last time. Here he is. You being a good boy, Scooby. Do you like the attention? Just want to lay on me. Watch the remake of Friday Night. To me, it was like watching the remake of Carrie, not my thing. Yeah, I didn't really like the remake of Carrie either. I mean, I didn't hate it. I just didn't think it was nearly as good as the original. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm not one of the people that likes to be licked in the face or make out with their dog. Not my thing. But he's cute. What did I just say? Stop. I read that Ruby was in suspended animation. I mean, technically she is, but again, if no one really goes to get her, I think eventually she's just gonna die. So who was your crush on Degrassi? Mine was Shane. Mine was kind of Shane too. Wait, Shane. Shane is in Spinner? I think that's who you mean. Because the actor's name was Shane something, right? But when I was first watching it, Craig was my like crush unbeknownst to me. And then I ended up crushing kind of hard on Riley in the later seasons. But he also frustrated the fuck out of me because he was so stuck in the closet it hurt. Any film reacts on your Patreon and which? No, I made a Patreon, but I never actually like made it public because I don't really understand how it works. Eventually, like I said, when the channel gets a little more popular, I'll probably get it going. And I don't know what I'll do to separate that content from the YouTube content. I'll figure it out. What's your favorite Disney Channel show, Cartoon Network show, and Nickelodeon show? Disney, probably That's So Raven. Cartoon Network, I really didn't watch Cartoon Network as a kid. I don't know why. Looking back, a lot of those shows are very funny. I just didn't really watch any Cartoon Network. What was Recess on? That wasn't Cartoon Network, I don't think. But I loved Recess. And Nickelodeon show? Either SpongeBob or Rugrats. Maybe Hey Arnold. I really liked Hey Arnold. What are you doing? Damon Hellstrom is cool in Marvel Comics. The show took a lot of elements out from the comics to get normies to appreciate it. I mean, the MCU in general kind of does that. Not to a crazy extent, but just a little bit. Excuse me. Excuse me. Stop. Oh, I'm glad you guys like the dog. You might enjoy it though. Check out the graphic novels. Nice. There's this Netflix original called Hollywood that was pretty great, and it was made by the same guy who made Glee, and some of the scenes are a bit steamy. Interesting. Isn't he sweet? Just a precious little boy. Look, everybody loves you. No, stop trying to make out with me. Sure, but you gotta admit the part of VHS where they picked up that girl and brought her back to the hotel. Oh yeah, that was a good one. I admit that was a very good one. Sorry, I gotta turn on the AC. Give me a moment. I'm sorry, just trying to fix this. And yes, he is a handsome little guy. Or big guy, honestly. He's way bigger than he realizes. Aren't you? What happened to the cat, though? What cat? I mean, when I lived at my... Oh, have you been watching my videos for a long time, Zakia? Because at my old house, like a year ago, my roommate had 2 cats. And those cats loved me. I should have got to keep one. But I don't want to talk about it. What remake do you like? I mean, most remakes aren't the best. I unapologetically like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I thought that was decent. And yeah, usually remakes are pretty whack compared to the original. And yeah, I have a feeling they kind of just left Ruby to die. Oh, you going somewhere? Oh, roommate just walked by. Fine, just leave me. I had a crush on Jay. Won't be ashamed for that. Oh, I kind of did too, actually. Like, he was a shithead for a lot of the time on the show, but I had a little mini crush on him too. The remake I enjoyed was great. Oh, you're right. Evil Dead remake was actually fucking great because they made it genuinely terrifying. Sometimes in life there's no passion, just fools trying to make money. That's true. You can always tell when someone puts money before passion. Typically, it's pretty obvious. Recess was Disney? Alright. Well, Recess was awesome. They might have played that on ABC Family also, actually. You ever watch Steven Universe? No, but everyone tells me to. Seems like a unique concept for a show. Oh, and the reruns came on Disney. That makes sense. So I probably watched it on both. Do you hear him? Having knowledge about the comics makes the viewing experience different. I mean, I feel like that's the case with almost anything that's based off of something. That's why a lot of the times I actually do like to watch the movie or show before the book. Super unpopular opinion, sorry. I just like to give the movie or show a chance before I go into the original subject material. Not always, though. Most do a week early release on Patreon before YouTube and full episode reactions. I don't see how that's possible, though, because you can't, like, post different media on there. Well, I guess you could post it to Vimeo instead of YouTube and then link it through there. Maybe that's how they do it. Upload their full reaction on Patreon, or they just upload in advance. I'm a little embarrassed to upload my full reaction because sometimes I say some dumbass shit and I do like to cut that out for my viewers. Sometimes they'll keep those moments in there, but a lot of times I'm just like so off the mark. I'm like, let's not show everybody that I was that stupid. Even if it gets removed on YouTube, it'll be on Patreon. Okay. Okay, maybe I will do that then. Oh, Zakiya Cat Dog. Oh my god. Cat Dog was my shit. I wasn't as into Powerpuff Girls as a lot of other people, but I did like it. And The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was sick. And his name is Scooby. They're talking about you, Scooby. Do you hear that? No? Okay. And yes, I watch anime, Leo. You trying to be the center of attention as always. Stop. I'm trying to read. Excuse me. And I know, look at those cute little eyes. You really are trying to steal the spotlight right now. But that's okay. Does he think he's a lapdog? Yes, he does. Does not realize how big he is. Hollywood on Netflix was pretty... Excuse me, god damn it. Scooby. Like most Ryan Murphy productions, the show was very stylized. The wardrobe was great. Alright. Should probably check it out then. If you could have a threesome with 3 celebrities, who would you choose? Joe... Excuse me. I'm trying to have a threesome. Explanation. Scooby. Stop. My answer to that would be Joe Manganiello, Idris Elba. Are we going? Please tell me this is working. Oh, thank God. Sorry, I got a scam call, and of course that would block my stream. Like, I give a shit about being, like, you know, harassed about, you want some new free health insurance? No, there's no such thing as free health insurance, you liar. So, hold on, let me get back to where I was at. Right, the threesome with 3 celebrities. Yeah, like I said, Joe Manganiello, Idris Elba, and the third one's kind of hard for me to pick. Probably Jason Momoa. I was looking at your Instagram. Don't worry about it. Oh, you might be talking about the video of Lucy when she was like pushing on my neck. That cat was my friend Jaren's from a long time ago. And she was the most adorable little cat ever. And she also loved me to death, so I should have kept her as well. The only remakes I can get behind are the CW Arrowverse shows, if they can even count as remakes. I mean, I don't think they really count as remakes, but I see what you mean. Nightmare on Elm Street remake wasn't half bad. It doesn't deserve the flack it gets. I agree. Like, I don't think it was spectacular, but I don't think it was nearly as bad as a lot of people were trashing it for. Dawn of the Dead remake. I wasn't ever a huge fan of those. Even the remakes. But they weren't bad either. Jay had those piercing eyes and sexy little lips. Yeah, he did. And I gotta admit, I have a little bit of a thing for someone who wears, like, a cap at all times. Oh, good night, Pedar. Eragon, I know you want a reboot movie. I do want a reboot for Eragon. If they can do that book right, that'd be so good. Hi, Angel Lover. The MCU has messed up a lot of things. Overall, it's fun, but I prefer the comics. However, I still love what they've done for the most part, but the movies have a lot of flaws. I mean, I agree, but I like it overall. I think it's more than just fun, but I see what you mean. They are pretty different than the comics, but I don't think in a bad way. Vimeo and Google Drive. Oh, okay, okay. What's popping, Mighty Isis? I definitely wanted to watch Game of Thrones before reading the books. You'll like it a lot better, that's for sure. I've had long debates with humans about comic book stuff. Usually I crush them with my knowledge. However, I'm okay with a human having an opinion. Opinions are not facts, but facts are facts. True. Yeah, I'm not like a comic book expert. I've read a decent amount of them, but definitely not even close to all of them. Feed him a Scooby snack. If I feed him one, he's just gonna want all 10, so I'll let him relax for a little bit. Nightmare on Elm Street remake was mediocre, but there's no way any installment of Freddy Krueger will surpass the original. I mean, I don't think it surpassed the original at all, but I thought it did come kind of close. I actually really liked the actor they chose, the guy who played Rorschach. I thought he did a pretty decent job with it, but that's just my opinion. And thank you for welcoming me back. Sorry I keep freezing. People keep calling me right in the middle of the live streams. How bad am I echoing? Ever considered posting anime reactions? Yeah, I will. Definitely will. Oh, I'm not echoing anymore. Alright, cool. The Arrowverse isn't a remake. It's based on different DC material. I mean, yeah, I agree. I don't think it's a remake, but I see what you meant. Hey, Noah. The remake of Dawn of the Dead snaps. Maybe I need to rewatch it. And I agree, Zakia. Whenever cats decide to knead on you and make some biscuits, I'm like, oh, you've been chosen in the best way. You want to get back to the autopsy of Jane Doe. All right, enjoy the movie. And yes, Psychic Brofist. You have a good night as well. Any adaptation will be different. Books, comics, and movies are very different mediums. I agree. I mean, I don't think you'll ever be able to fully replicate the feeling or tone of a comic book or a movie like 100% perfectly. And yeah, Eragon remake all the way. Would you ever do a show like Survivor, Big Brother, or Amazing Race? Probably not. I don't think I want to react to reality television. But maybe if I'm in a good mood or something. It's 2:30 a.m. over there. What are you still doing up? I mean, I'm one to talk. I definitely have some late nights. Are you aiming to make a short film in the future? I mean, I don't have any plans to, but I'm not opposed to it. I just want to make sure I have an idea or a story that I really want to tell. Jackie Earle Haley, he originally auditioned to be Glenn. Oh, really? One Punch Man? Yeah, I do love One Punch Man. And I've never seen season 2 of One Punch Man, so I could react to that. Favorite zombie show or movie? Probably The Walking Dead. It's kind of a lame answer, but I don't know. I weirdly like the tone of that universe. That's crazy. The Boys is giving me Watchmen vibes with the heroes. Yeah, I'd say it's much more Watchmen-like than a lot of other superhero stuff. But you're what, Sir Magnus? Oh, you're just saying HBO represents the first Warhammer. That would be really cool. I'd be down to watch that. I'll make a comic book series about the humans in 2020. That should be funny. Probably would be. Not entirely true. Sin City, the movie, is actually a perfect. I mean, I feel like they tried really hard, but even though it looks just like the comics, like, I don't know, there's something about movies that can just never fully get there. Not in a bad way, just I don't think it could ever 100% emulate what it's like to read the comic book. The Boys genuinely made me angry, especially. Yeah, I agree. Stormfront had to die in a horrible way. If she didn't die in a horrible, horrible way, I'd be very, very upset. The Walking Dead was fine until it just went off the rails. I mean, I think it did go pretty bad in season 7 and 8, but I think it's gotten back on track with season 9 and 10. But that's just my opinion. Sugar Hill is a 70s zombie movie, but my fave. Don't worry about it. um, I've never watched that one. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, okay, Too Cool Dance, and I agree. They did mess up killing Carl. That was a fucking stupid decision. And like I said, season 7 and 8, and he died in season 8, which the show just got really bad at that point. T Virus, I can't agree with you. Stormfront fucking sucked. I hate her so much. I mean, she was badass, but in the worst way. I fucking hated her. I really like seeing a movie adaptation to the Sandman series, but I'm not sure if they could honestly pull it off. Yeah, I don't know. They might be able to, but that'd be tough. I think there will be a lot of fiction and nonfiction inspired by 2020. Oh, absolutely. This year is going to go down in history in a lot of ways. Hope we get a reprieve to catch up with ourselves in 2021. I mean, I don't want to be a pessimist, but I don't think all the 2020 problems are going to stop as soon as we hit 2021. But hopefully, at least a few of them do. Frank Miller, the creator of Sin City, is one of the directors in the Sin City films. Wouldn't let anyone make it until they were willing to adapt his material perfectly. I mean, that is true. That is very true. 28 Days Later was good. Oh, yeah, that was a great movie. Into the Spider-Verse was a good attempt at putting the comic book experience on film. Yeah, that was a pretty cool way of doing it. Just I love the animation in that movie. I stopped watching The Walking Dead once the zombies started to talk. No, they didn't though. You got it. Please just keep watching. That is the best villain on the whole show. I will never be convinced otherwise. The Whisperers are so fucking cool. Like horrible, but cool. I really like them. Stormfront is a savage. That's why I love her. Love powerful women, especially ones that don't give a damn. I mean, that's kind of why I like Maeve. Like she does give more of a fuck than Stormfront for sure. But I really liked Queen Maeve on that show. I think we all were stomping out in Stormfront for real. When they started laying down that beatdown, oh, I was so here for that. Do you think the new Candyman will be good? I hope so. It's got Jordan Peele behind it, and ah, oh, damn, I forget the director, but she seems like a really promising filmmaker. So I think it'll be good. Yes. Are you gonna watch the Stand miniseries? Probably. It's Stephen King, so probably. Hey, Netsetter. No, I haven't watched Cobra Kai yet. I more than likely will, though. Sandman is going to be a TV show in Netflix, but I'm not excited. I mean, Netflix is a real hit or miss sometimes. Can you react to Black Lightning? I've already seen all of it. I'm sorry. I love Black Lightning. It's a fucking cool show. Into the Spider-Verse was a great Spider-Man. Yeah, it really was. It was fantastic. And I agree, the Whisperers are so cool. Hope 2021 at least slows down and calms a bit. No doubt these problems will take a long time and a lot of work. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think it'd be nice for things to slow down a little bit, let us all catch our breath and start fixing these problems. But yeah, it'll probably take a little bit of time. Supposedly Zelda is getting a live action movie based on Twilight Princess. That could be cool. Twilight Princess was it wasn't my favorite of the Zelda games, but I thought it was great. You think Queen Maeve is a whack character? Oh, what are you talking about? Season 2 they actually finally got her doing some shit. And obviously it's a bootleg of Wonder Woman. I thought it was a good arc. I'm sorry, T Virus Terrans. Misha Green. Oh wait, whoa. Misha Green is the one doing Candyman? Because I didn't realize that, and if that's true, it's gonna be great. I have no doubt. I hope we get new hero costumes for the girls next season. Yeah, me too. Obviously, they're very like sexist for a reason, but I don't know. I'm kind of over it. I just saw your name, Bar Satan. Candyman versus Bloody Mary movie soon. I didn't even know they were making a movie about Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary scared me a lot as a kid, like just trying to play the game. Hey, Scooby. You want attention? You should definitely watch the movie The Old Guard if you haven't already. It has a cool take on immortality. Wait, is that the one with Charlize Theron? Or is that something entirely different? Stormtroopers, it was awesome. Paid well by Cash, but in the end was Nazi and villain. Oh, you're talking about Stormfront? Yeah, I can agree with you there. Very well played. Queen Maeve has to be more explored. I'm so interested in her first years as a... Oh, thanks. But yeah, I mean, they do need to get more into her character, that's for sure. But I'm pretty sure they're going to now. Like, that's what I was gathering from it. Oh, I gotta plug my phone in. Ever seen Castle Rock? Season 1 is meh, but Season 2 is next level. I have not, and I'm interested. Negan is the best villain for me. I'm sorry, but I did not like Negan. Like, okay, that's not true. I think he was a really interesting character, but I hate that everyone's like, he's so funny. I love him. Like he can do no wrong. I'm like, I'll never forgive that motherfucker for what he did to Glenn. Like I cannot get that image out of my head. Maybe that just makes me like too stubborn, but I can't. I cannot forgive him. And yeah, he did bring strong emotions. I'll give you that. Did you watch Parasite the movie? I haven't seen the anime, but I've seen the movie and I thought it was fantastic. Hey, Alicia. I figured that's what you meant just in time. I'm afraid Netflix fucks up the Avatar. Well, apparently the creators, the original creators, are no longer a part of it. So yeah, I'm kind of nervous about it too. And I'm interested in The Stand. Could be good. Queen Maeve could be written off the show and I wouldn't notice because she doesn't do anything. That's not true. Like she kind of doesn't do a whole lot, but that's kind of the point of her character. Like she just doesn't care. Like she's just so over seeing all the bullshit. But by the end of season 2, she definitely changes her tune and she's like, "All right, no, I got to actually start trying to fight with the boys and try to take down Homelander." Respectful disagreement there. More recommended anime from yours truly. A Whisker Away Maid Sama. Okay. I have to check that out. What are people? They fix Queen Maeve's wig. Yeah, they should really fix that wig. I mean, it's not the worst wig I've ever seen, but it's not the best either. The silent voice was sad, though. Oh, great. Queen Maeve can kiss Homelander's boo. You're so mean. And yeah, Tago is very nice. He's just napping right now. Never mind, it's Nia DaCosta for Candyman. That name also sounds familiar, though. What has she done? Have you watched Avatar: Last Airbender? Yes, many times. Watched it when it was coming out as a kid, or I was like a teenager-ish, preteen, maybe. Many times. Charlize Theron thinks she's tough because she pretends to be characters on screen. Someone like Steven Seagal is a real martial artist who she tried to discredit. I mean, I don't exactly see why she tried to discredit Steven Seagal. But Steven Seagal is just not a very good actor, if you ask me. So if that's what she was criticizing, then I agree with her. But if she's discrediting his martial arts skills, then yeah, that's kind of stupid. Charlize plays the lead in The Old Guard. Alright, yeah. I thought that's what it was. I need to watch that because my friend Caroline watched it and she said she really liked it. I was happy to see Black Noir was actually black. Okay, I read the comics for The Boys and that shocked the hell out of me. Okay, yeah, so you've also read the comics. Yeah, they're going a totally different route, so I have no idea how they are doing this. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? See, SpongeBob's the best. The Negan actor was fucking fine as hell. He is. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he could get it. Negan could not, though. When Negan killed Glenn and Abraham, I cheered. Why would you do that? Love a good villain. I'm sick of all these watered down villains, like what we tend to get on an MCU film. I mean, I don't know. I just don't 100% agree with that. Some of the villains on the MCU, I think, are really layered and well put. And obviously, they can't go like super hardcore with it because they got to keep their PG-13 rating. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was not cheering for that. I did not want Glenn and Abraham to die. I mean, Abraham, I wasn't that big on, but Glenn really fucked me up. I'm kind of looking forward to the Blade remake. Oh, I'm excited for that. Mahershala Ali is like one of the best actors out there, so I'm sure he will do a great job with it. And yeah, the wigs aren't that great. That's not true, T-Virus. I'm nervous about Netflix's Cowboy Bebop live action. Wait, what? They're doing a live action for Cowboy Bebop? Kind of nervous about that too. Would you let Homelander smash? No. Absolutely not. He's attractive, but fuck that motherfucker. Would not. Y'all just talking about her wig. I hope your mama is freeing care of some is mean without you about your sexual orientation because you're the best. Oh, thank you. She's definitely not free, but I mean, she's always there for me. Homelander needs to stop being weak because he needs emotional support when he needs to get it together. I mean, that's his like only weakness is his mental state. If he didn't have that, there'd just be no hope for anybody. It looks like she makes one hair turn and it's flying off. That's true. Real talk, are live action anime adaptations really necessary? I kind of agree. I mean, what is the point? The original animes are plenty good on their own. I feel like they make the live action ones just to make it more accessible to people who don't like watching animes, which I say, if you don't like watching animes, it sucks for you. Like, you're going to miss out on some good stories. And yeah, Black Noir is a beast. That guy's always ready to snap someone's neck. That's very true. I'm interested to see what his backstory is, though, since it's not the same as the comics at all. I liked Old Guard, nothing new to the story, but good cast and well done. Enjoyable, looks nice, fun to watch. I'm good for a nice, fun movie. Doesn't always have to be super serious or super well written. I prefer that, but sometimes it's nice to just watch a fun movie. They have money. Fix her damn wig. Stop making her forehead look like a continent. Damn. I think the diversity of the Old Guard. Hope the second one is made. I mean, it did pretty well, so I think they probably will do. Keyword is some. Okay, you got me there. Not all MCU villains are well made. I would say probably a majority are pretty one-dimensional. Or, hold on. We're going to go through every single one of them. Let's talk about this for a moment. I think I can remember them all off the top of my head. So, Iron Man 1, it's, what's his name? Ironmonger? He was pretty just a shitty, selfish asshole. Wasn't a fan of him. Iron Man 2, because no, I don't count the Incredible Hulk as part of the MCU. They recasted the character. I just don't even give a shit. Iron Man 2 was Whiplash. I wasn't a fan of that one either. At least he had more of a reason to be a villain, but I don't know. I didn't like the way they did it. What was after that? Thor, it was Loki. Loki was a well-written villain. Has been a pretty well-written villain throughout the series. I don't like that he dies and comes back all the time, but it's a well-written villain. Then there's Captain America, Red Skull. He's very one-dimensional, but he's literally just like an evil Nazi. I feel like that fits the tone of Captain America and that character, so I don't mind that. The Avengers was Loki again, and I really liked Loki, especially with all the context of knowing that Thanos is the one that like set all that shit up now. What's next? Iron Man 3. Oh, that was horrible because that was their fake Mandarin, and it was just some dude that could breathe fire with a tattoo on his chest. Nope, that was horrible because he got stood up on the roof one time. That was stupid. Thor 2 was the Dark Elf guy. I don't remember his name. He was fucking stupid. Very unmemorable. Then it was Captain America the Winter Soldier. Fantastic villain, because that was Bucky Barnes and Hydra as a whole, which I thought was great. What was after that? Guardians. Ronan was alright. He was pretty one-dimensional, but the movie was more of a comedy than anything else, so I didn't mind very much. Scarlett Johansson will be the lead on Cowboy Bebop. You're probably right. What was after... Shit, what was after Guardians? That was Avengers 2, right? And that was Ultron. Decent villain. Wasn't a huge fan of the movie, though. Then there was Ant-Man. Pretty one-dimensional villain. At least they gave it an explanation. You know, the particles were affecting his mind, just making him straight up evil, which, again, it's not super smart or anything, but it was decent. What was after that? Civil War. I love the villain in that because, like, Zemo's technically the villain, and he had a real reason for doing what he was doing, but really there's no clear villain. It's two sides of the same coin, people who are all friends, who are turned against each other. I love that concept. Really like that movie. Sorry, I'm gonna go through all of them. I meant it. Doctor Strange. I didn't really like those villains because Dormammu is literally just like, I want to dominate the whole universe because I can. And then his followers were just religious zealots, basically. Not super well written or anything. Kind of unmemorable. Then there was Guardians 2. I love that villain. His dad being the villain of that was pretty solid. Like, he was pretty evil for the sake of it as well, but I still can't get over the twist that of the tumor moment. That shit actually shocked me. I'm sure plenty of people were like, that was obvious. I'm like, well, it wasn't for me. After that was Spider-Man Homecoming, and they did a great job with Vulture, because I thought that villain was stupid in the comics, but they made it very interesting and relatable. What was after that? Thor Ragnarok. Hela was very one-dimensional, but again, that was a pretty comedic movie, and she was just insanely powerful, so it was neat to watch her do her thing. After that was Black Panther, probably the best MCU villain of all time, because Killmonger wasn't even wrong. I actually agreed with him through almost the whole movie, just didn't necessarily agree how he wanted to do everything, which is a fantastic villain. Then it wasn't it Infinity War after that? And that was Thanos, another very good villain, where you actually understand his reasons, just going about it in a horrible way. And he won, which was crazy. I mean, I guess it's not crazy. If you've read the comics, you're like, he about to snap them all out, but if you didn't read the comics, I know people were shocked. Then it was Ant-Man and the Wasp. And that villain, actually, I really like Ghost as a villain, because she wasn't even really a villain. Like, she was just terrified for her own life and really wanted to find a cure. Then there was Captain Marvel. There wasn't even really a straight villain in it. It was more the Kree race as a villain. But I guess you could say the villain really was herself. Like, she needed to overcome her own self-doubt and everything to fully realize herself. And I'm an unashamed Captain Marvel fan. People can shut the fuck up. I actually really like that movie. And then there was Endgame with Thanos again. Very solid. And then Far From Home, again, I really like what they did because Mysterio is kind of a stupid villain from the comics, but they actually made him super engaging and somehow relevant. And I really like that. So yeah, that's all the villains, and that's how I feel about every single one of them. Moving on through the chat. Right now I'm feeding a stray cat my parents won't approve, named her Saki because she's a tuxedo cat with white socks on. Aww. Saki like the Japanese rice wine. It's so cute. Marvel TV show characters are better than the majority of MCU movie villains. I'm trying to think. Definitely not Iron Fist. I'm sorry, but it was so annoying. Jessica Jones was amazing. Luke Cage was amazing. Daredevil was super well written, but for whatever reason, I just didn't like that show. That's just my personal preference. Right, another one already? Why is Disney doing live action remakes too? Unnecessary. Like I said, I liked Mulan. I didn't think it was great. I vastly prefer the original. That's actually my favorite Disney princess movie, even though it's not really a princess movie. But yeah, I thought Cinderella was pretty underwhelming. I liked Maleficent. I thought that was kind of cool. Like to twist that story a little bit. What else have they done? Oh, Lion King was really underwhelming because it's literally just the same movie. I'm back at work, back on here. Doing great, January. Thank you. Any costumes for Halloween? No, I got nothing this year. Oh, you got me for 3 minutes, Zach? Do you? The way he threw his son off the roof, he felt like he had to crack him like a glow stick. I mean, I hate Homelander so much, but that did make me laugh a little bit. Just need to have some balls and give us some hardcore material. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but they just won't. Like, the fact of the matter is PG-13 sells more tickets than R-rated movies. Deadpool proved that you can sell a lot of tickets with R-rated movies, but even then, it's just nowhere near as much as PG-13. So they're never going to go R-rated with their movies. They're just not. They might have to for Deadpool in particular, but everyone else, they're just not going to do it. And yeah, you do got to punch your grandma sometimes. You ever watch Madoka Magica? Someone else recommended it to me, so I guess I will have to. Let's talk about the wigs that Tyler Perry has his characters. That's true. I haven't trusted an anime live action adaptation since Death Note and Ghost in the Shell. I mean, those are two of... Well, Ghost in the Shell wasn't horrible. Definitely wasn't very good, but could have been a lot worse. Death Note, I don't think you could have made that any worse. That was truly awful. Completely missed the point of the anime. If you can watch Coco and every other Pixar movie, you can watch anime. That's what I'm saying. Coco was so good. First anime film was Perfect Blue. Trippy as... I've never watched that. Cosign and Old Guard, the fact that they include a same-sex couple in an action film who are important to the story and get to show genuine affection on screen. Oh, that's actually pretty awesome. Now I want to watch it. Did you watch Kakaguri? Did I? Give me 2 seconds. No. The main character looks like the character from... What's it called? Oh no, I'm never gonna... Akame ga Kill. She looks kind of like her. Kind of. Definitely not the same, but reminds me of her. Oh shit, I lost my place. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Don't get me started on Marvel material. You're going to end up in a 10-hour conversation. All right, one of these days, T-Virus, we're going to have to just sit down and talk to each other about the Marvel Universe because I could equally talk about it for forever. The Incredible Hulk is part of the MCU. They just recast. I know it's technically a part of the MCU. I personally don't count it. I fucking hated that movie. And yeah, they did screw over Edward Norton. I would have liked to have seen him stay in the role, but I just thought the movie as a whole was fucking bad. I did not like it. Yumiko Midori and Murna. Loki dying and reviving is OG from the mythology. I mean, it is, but I've never liked that trope, even in comics, where they're like, they died, oh no, but they're back. I'm like, well, there's no stakes then if they just keep coming back, because every time they die now, you're just like, well, they'll be back. Which is exactly what happened. Like, Loki died in Infinity War, and everyone's like, he's coming back. He's coming back. And guess what? He's coming back because they're making a show about him. They got better once they decided to take writing seriously and be like, oh snap, comic books has story and backstory. Agreed. Once they realized people actually do care about like a well-written story, I think comic book movies in general did get better. Not all of them, obviously. Queen Maeve can get the dick anytime, but as far as memorable character, nah, I'd rather dip my face in acid. Come on, man. Bucky Cap's husband. True. Those two are so gay for each other, and they'll never have the balls to actually like put those two characters together. I mean, especially now considering everything that's happened, but they're so gay for each other. It's not even funny. Do you think T'Challa's sister should take up the role as Black Panther? I do. Unashamed, I think she should 100% become the Black Panther. I don't want to see them give it to another character. I don't want to see her, you know, work up to the role through a series of movies. I think it's time to just do it. Unfortunately, the circumstances we're in now, I think that would be the best way to move forward. And she was probably my favorite character from that movie. Either her or Okoye. I think the only content I'm looking forward in the MCU at the moment is Jonathan Majors as Kang. I mean, that's going to be pretty dope. And potentially the Young Avengers. I agree. Like, if they do Young Avengers, I'm so excited to see Wiccan and Hulkling, like, an actual open gay relationship in the MCU. It's not going to lie, I have, like, a huge crush on Hulkling as a character. Although I think that's kind of illegal now, because he's technically a teenager. Should probably rethink that. Lago the Parrot should have made a better MCU. No. The best villains to me are all in Spider-Man and X-Men. Are you talking about, like, comic-wise? But best comic rogue gallery in general is DC's Batman. Batman does have really good villains. Spider-Man, in my opinion, though, has the best villains. Like, even if they're not super, super layered or well-written, I just love Spider-Man villains so much. But that's also partially biased because Spider-Man is my favorite hero. It's not stupid that he glowed to a boss villain from a little science nerd bitch. I don't know, man. If you talk to me directly, you would never get any sleep. I have enough and great points for days. I mean, let's go, man. Midori is hilarious. Batman is a great character, period. Yeah, he really is. I would like to see them... I really hope Robert Pattinson's Batman is going to be good. I have faith that it will be, actually. We're supposed to get Galactus again. If they can do Galactus right, that'd be fucking cool. Galactus is baby daddy. He wants to kill you. They ruined Ego the Living Planet. Oh, come on, man. Like, it was very different, I'll give you that, but I like the way they did it. No, there's no way I'm going to be... Oh, you're talking about Zakia. I hope she gets to keep the cat, too. Yeah, Killmonger and Ghost I think were very cool villains. Thanos, Killmonger, Loki, Hela, Winter Soldier, and Red Skull. The rest are either weak or fun. I pretty much agree with that. His name was Midnight or Black Dog. Oh, sorry, I love talking about pets and animals. They're so fucking cute. We need a really great X-Men that has nothing to do with Magneto, Wolverine, Mystique, and Xavier, or the Dark Phoenix. I agree. There's so many good characters to choose from in X-Men, and they only are like, Wolverine, Wolverine. And I like Wolverine as much as the next guy, but there's just better characters out there. Captain Marvel was mediocre. She didn't go through anything. That is not true. I'm sorry, but I absolutely do not like when people say that she didn't face any obstacles in that movie. Like, she absolutely did face obstacles, and she overcame a lot of shit. And did have good character development. I'm sorry, but I really like that movie. It's not my favorite or anything, but I think it was perfectly fine as her introduction. Could never get on board with Daredevil either. Yeah, I don't know why. It's not bad at all. I don't particularly like it. And I like the character of Daredevil. Does Iron Fist really have a movie coming out? Lucky my dad's dog Howie would snap around socket. Jesus. Oh. T-Virus, I've consumed so much Batman due to his rogues gallery. Most superhero stuff I watch for the hero. Batman I watch for the villains. I mean, that's definitely a fair point. Zachary, are you talking about Captain Marvel? I'm about to slap you. They removed the gay coding for Jafar and Scar, which made them boring characters. Yeah, they did. Disney remakes need to go dark with them or not do it at all. I mean, I don't necessarily think it has to go dark. Just do something new. Like, make it unique. They ruined so many things in Captain Marvel, I lost my damn T-Virus? I just disagree. They didn't do everything perfect, I agree. It wasn't like a stellar movie, but I thought it was pretty good. Have you watched the anime Given? No, but someone told me to watch that. I forgot what it's about. Even on Marvel's worst day, their characters and films and new upcoming TV shows will always be better than the live-action DCEU. I agree. Just doesn't know what to do with the films. I mean, DC, for the movies in particular, comics are very good on DC, but for the movies, they just want to be Marvel so bad. They're like, we want to be Marvel, but edgy and dark. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like, if it's Batman, then yeah, be edgy and dark. That's what the character is. But if it's Superman, it needs to be more hopeful and uplifting. And if it's Shazam, it needs to be funny, which they did kind of get right. But yeah, there's just a lot that the DCEU just jumps the gun. They're like, we're gonna do a Suicide Squad well before ever introducing any of these villains. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. You're gonna introduce like 7 new characters that none of us have gotten a chance to get used to in one movie and expect us to give a shit? Stupid. Mulan is my ultimate fave Disney princess. Same. Next to Belle, Jasmine, and Moana. Moana is probably my second favorite. I actually really like that movie. Yeah. Even though, in my opinion, I think Boba me he had a huge presence. Like, he's cool. Don't get me wrong, but people act like he did all this crazy shit. I'm like, he literally transported Han Solo's carbonite body and then died. Like, that's really all he did. Logan, Deadpool, and Blade proved you can make money from R-rated material. No, I agree. You can absolutely make a lot of money, but you cannot make as much as you do with PG-13. That has been proven time and time again. Like, you can make plenty of money off of R-rated, but you'll never make as much as PG-13. Like, you need families to go to a movie if you really want to rake in the money. Which I don't necessarily think money should be the bottom line, but it's Disney we're talking about. Like, let's be real. They care about money, bottom line. And yeah, I love Coco. That was such a good one. Coco versus Book of Life. I'm gonna give it to Coco. Book of Life was really good too, though. Erased was a good live anime adaptation. I have not heard of that one. Lion King is like making a documental or of National Geographic and making very realistic kills. The imagination in some scenes that were better in the cartoon movie. I agree. I just didn't like the Lion King live action. All my friends were like, it was good. What are you talking about? I'm like, it's just the same movie, but without any of the actual, like, emoting from the characters. Because they wanted it to be realistic. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I feel like real animals emote a lot more than these CGI ones do. Iron Fist was trash. I agree. Season 2 was okay, but Season 1 just was so bad. It was just, I hated that character. And I agree, the character in the comics was fucking cool. And yeah, it was pretty boring for the most part. Live action anime always be looking mad Party City like that. Let me That's true. Alright, I'll watch Kakaguri. It's Netflix made, okay. And the live action was made pretty well. Interesting. If you don't agree, did anyone see the Bleach live action? Definitely not even close to as good as the original, but not nearly as bad as I was expecting it. It was almost decent. If you don't agree with Killmonger, then you're not really pro-liberation. I mean, honestly though, your non-agreement comes from a place not really comprehending the unfathomable level of destruction. I mean, I said I do agree with him. I just don't think the way he was going about it was right. I mean, you can't just kill everyone. But I also see the point of view of like, well, you've pushed an entire group of people into a place where it's like, well, what else are we supposed to do? Like, you're kind of giving us no choice. So, I mean, he was just such a well-written villain. Completely understood where he was coming from and agreed with almost everything he said. I'm sure you have, but if not, please check out Full Metal Alchemist. Oh, I've definitely watched that. Oh, thanks. And you have a wonderful night as well. I usually beat up one of my friends every time they mess up comic book material. Don't beat me up, please. They're doing a live action Lupin film. Oh, for real? It might be good, but it might be terrible. I can't wait to see what they do with Monica Rambeau and what. Oh, me either. Now that she's like all grown up, I want to see if she actually becomes her superhero alter ego, because that would be cool. Might be a little too quick to do that, but I don't even care. We need a good Storm movie. We really do. She needs to stop being a side character because in the comics, she's anything but a side character. No live action anime, Netflix, anything. I mean, I'm more on that line as well. Like, just stick with the animes. And yes, without Halle Berry. Like, I didn't hate Halle Berry's performance, but I think they could do better. Best anime flick, hands down, next to oh shit, I don't know what you were responding to. About the Incredible Hulk, every time they go to Brazil in a movie, you know it's going to be bad. I mean, I feel like that's because Western culture, or at least America, definitely thinks Brazil is like a really shitty place, which, I mean, I can't fully say. I've never been, but I doubt everywhere in Brazil is fucking horrible. They messed up Monica Rambeau and Captain Mediocre. Shut up, T-Virus. She was a little girl. They were just setting up the character. They only did that to Edward Norton because they said he was too difficult to work with. That's what I hear, but I mean, no one really seems to confirm what was true about all those stories, so who knows? Sure, he becomes the Black Panther in the comics. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, she becomes the Black Panther in the comics, so just do it. Just go for it. Maybe it's earlier than you wanted to, but no one expected or wanted what happened to Chadwick Boseman to happen, so you gotta make the best of the situation. I love Magnus and Alec from Shadowhunters. I never watched that. I was thinking Angela Bassett as Storm if they age the character up. Well, I mean, they can't do that now because she already plays the Queen of Wakanda. But that would be a decent choice, I agree. Spider-Man villains are the shit. Thank you. Electro, Venom, Carnage, Kraven. I'm hoping Kraven is the next villain that they do on the movies. From one gay guy to another, what is your opinion on Love, Simon, Simon versus the Homo sapiens? I haven't seen Simon versus the Homo sapiens. And I don't know. I thought Love, Simon was okay. It wasn't bad by any means. But I feel like it was another situation of like, I don't know, generic white gay guy represented in a story. And a lot of the times, there's too many LGBT movies and shows where they're just like, let's focus on a white gay dude. And it's like, again, okay. Like, give me something a little bit different. But I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was decent. That's 100% false. Edward Norton wasn't hard to work with. He just didn't like when they lied to him about keeping certain scenes in the movie. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, though, T-Virus. Like, there's so many mixed stories on that situation. Like, Edward Norton says one thing, the studio says another thing, other sources say a completely different thing. Like, that whole situation is one of those, like, I don't really know what's going on there. And they did already fuck up Galactus in Fantastic Four 2, I think it was. But considering Disney has a hold on it now, I have faith they could actually make a decent Galactus. Keyword decent. I don't think they'll ever be able to do it 100% right. Batman has amazing villains. They just never do anyone but Joker and Two-Face. For real. Like, Joker is a great villain, but I'm so fucking tired of the Joker. Like I said, he's cool. He's a great villain. Show me something else. Show me some Penguin. Show me some Killer Croc. Show me... I mean, they did Scarecrow, but show me more of that character. Who else we got? I'm drawing a blank right now, and I know he's got a lot. Show me a good Poison Ivy. That'd be fucking sick. I'm mad that Loki and Gamora were brought back, but Black Widow, no, like... Oh, yeah. I mean, I see why they did that. But I have a strong feeling Gamora is going to die again. And I have a strong feeling Loki's going to die again. So, I don't think it'll last. Listen, Galactus could crack this back and kill me after. He's literally bigger than a planet. I just want a Batman film where we don't have to relive the alley scene. Yeah, for real. Like, just go the Spider-Man Homecoming route. Be like, everyone knows the backstory. Just get to it already. Like, we don't need to see it again. Ghost was not a villain. She just didn't want to die. I mean, that's why I like the villain. Oh, that's why you think it was watered down. I mean, that's why I think it was a good antagonist, though, because she wasn't really a villain. Like, it was a different take on it. They're like, how about we make a superhero movie without a full-fledged villain? Like, no one in this scenario is really a villain. And yeah, it was a little kid-friendly, but I don't think it always needs to be life or death. Sometimes it can be, you know, family fun. The same goes for Batman. Give other characters a chance. I mean, that's true. I would like to see other DC heroes like really get a chance to shine. Like, Flash still hasn't gotten an actual movie devoted to himself. I know he's going to now. They're talking about the multiverse thing. But damn, it's about time. Like, let's fucking go. Captain Marvel beat everyone she came across. The main villain was beat in one move. Well, that was when she achieved her true power. I guarantee in the second Captain Marvel movie, she's going to come across someone that is not going to go down so easily, and it is going to be quite a problem for her. But she got captured by the Skrulls, had to fight with her hands incapacitated, and had to get a little creative with that, which I thought was cool. I'm trying to think what else happened. It's been a minute. Who else did she fight? Anytime she fought like a human adversary, obviously that was nothing to her. And like I said, I feel like the main villain of that really was her own mind. Like, she needed to remember who she was and achieve her true potential. And she got her ass beat by the Kree when she went back before she like truly powered up. Captain Marvel getting punched in the face by Thanos was a great move. I mean, that's what I'm saying though. Like, she's not invincible. If she comes up across someone strong enough, then yeah, she's gonna get her ass kicked, and she's gonna have to really buckle down and get it done. I'm sorry, I do not think DC has a lot of good movies. Okay, that's not true. I don't think the DCEU has a lot of good movies. Let's think of what the good ones are. Shazam was okay. Wonder Woman was great. I actually love Wonder Woman. Man of Steel was okay. Birds of Steel was okay. Did I say Birds of Steel? I meant Birds of Prey. What else did I have? Shit. Joker was fantastic, but I don't think it counts as a DCEU movie. And obviously, like, the Dark Knight trilogy is fantastic, but also not part of the DCEU trilogy. They want to be Marvel, but they don't want to take the time to build the universe. That's what I'm saying. They need to just take their fucking time. There are just too many Marvel dick riders out there. We can't forget that Marvel had 40 years of failure. I mean, that's true. But they also, once the MCU started, they were pretty fucking solid all throughout it. Like, they had a couple duds. Iron Man 3, Thor 2. I would even argue Incredible Hulk, which I don't consider part of the Marvel Universe, but it is. And what's it called? Iron Man 2 were pretty mediocre. But aside from that, I think they've done a great job. I don't count all Marvel movies or all DC movies as a part of that universe, because they're not. I mean, they're owned by completely different studios at that point. And yeah, Blade did kind of get things on track. But I would personally argue that Spider-Man is the one that really got people to think like, oh shit, superhero movies are actually pretty fucking dope. Oh god, that Daredevil movie was fucking horrible. Short synopsis to Given. It's about a boy in a band meets another boy who wants to learn to play music for personal secret reason, and romance grows between them. That sounds good. Harley Quinn isn't even a main villain in the comics. She exists because of the animated series. That's true. I like what they've done with Harley Quinn's character, but that is true. The point is, with some projects, you can make rated R, but they choose not to. Okay, you have a point there. There are some projects they could definitely say, all right, we're going hardcore with this one. And they won't because, again, they want the most amount of money they possibly can, and PG 13 is what's going to give that to you. But still, I see what you mean there. Because Deadpool did prove you can do R rated and you can make a lot of money off of it. I liked, oh my god, I can't talk. I liked Aquaman, not ashamed. I mean, no reason to be ashamed. We can all appreciate what we like. I totally forgot about that. And that was another one I was like, I think it's okay. Wasn't a fan of a lot of the choices in it, but I liked Black Manta. I thought that was actually pretty true to the comics, at least in terms of the look of Black Manta. And Yaya is just. It's a business. It's always going to be about the money. I mean, unfortunately, that's true. What do you think of a teen Hogwarts TV show, HBO or CW? Oh, thanks, Andy. What's up? I don't know. It'd have to be. It would have to really fit the tone of like the original Harry Potter movies. If they went a completely different tone, I don't know if I'd like it. Aquaman is hot. Damn right he is. Erase the Anime is super good. Please watch it. You guys give me too many animes, but I'll watch it. The Beyonce album is better. The Lion King live action was whack, just like the majority of other live action. I mean, I agree. Did not like The Lion King that much. Never going to watch it. Lion King live action. Good. The original is all you need. Did Beyonce? Had to be Nala, though. I mean, she didn't. She can never sit her diva ass down. I love her, but still, it's tiring. I mean, that's true. That is true. I hated that animated equals bad, but if CGI animation, oh, it's so good and realistic. I agree with that as well. I mean, there's nothing wrong with animated movies or animated shows. Sometimes you can just let it be animated. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes in life, Hollywood likes to piss on beloved material. More like always. I don't mean that, not always, but yeah, sometimes. First of all, Eric Killmonger is a villain. However, he wasn't entirely wrong. What makes him evil is the way he went about finding a solution. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Does it make me a pussy because this girl cried when I saw Frozen 2? I still haven't seen Frozen 2 because I thought Frozen was eh. Wasn't a huge fan of it. And yes, Monica Rambeau is in WandaVision. I'm excited. Captain Marvel 2 will be better, but that's because they will insert a lot of Marvel characters into our movie. Possibly. They might choose to keep it a little bit more standalone, but they've been doing that more and more often, so you're probably right. The movie might be good, but not because of... Stop hating on Captain Marvel, man. I really like her. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. Erased Anime was so good. The English dub version was like on point, and there are no animes that are stand up to Code Geass and Death Note. I really got to finish Code Geass, but I agree, Death Note is top tier. Captain Marvel hurts my soul because not only are her comic books awful, I do agree, her comic books are not very good, but the movie adaptation is a Mary Sue. I just disagree, man. I just disagree. People said Rey was a Mary Sue, and I just disagreed with that too. I'm like, yeah, she's good at a lot of shit, but no one called Luke Mary Sue, and he was good at a lot of shit as well. I'm just saying. Not the strongest Marvel character. They can't lie to someone who knows. Fine. I do think she's... actually, I don't think she's the strongest Marvel character. I would give that to Scarlet Witch, to be totally honest. She can literally bend reality to her own will. That's just about the most rigged you can get. At least when it comes to the movies. I know there are more powerful characters than that in the comics. I'll see you later just in time. Sorry if that was super late. Malik is the only reason why I watch Shadowhunters. I still haven't watched it. Brazil is really bad. Their president is worse than Trump when it comes to white supremacy. Oh, fantastic. Openly admitting it, and I think they had at least 63,000 murders in just 2018 alone. I mean, honestly, the crime rate in America is not super great either, but it has been getting better over time. Carl Urban as, oh, Craven? Oh, that would be cool. That would actually be dope, now that I think about it. But I kind of want to see a person of color play Craven, to be totally honest. I don't know. Actually, I kind of take that back. Because having him be a white guy would be more fitting for, like, a hunter for trophy's sake. You know, like a poacher. So, I don't know. I kind of take that back. Carl Urban would be a decent choice. How about Love, Victor? I have not seen it. Only reason it looks good is that most of the crime occurs away from tourist locations because security is higher in those areas. Makes sense. Favorite LGBTQ series or film? Favorite LGBTQ series is either Looking or Sense8. And for film, I really haven't watched enough movies about LGBT stories. Yeah, I really don't have an answer to that one. I haven't watched enough. I'm ready to crush anyone when they lie about Marvel or DC because I have tons of facts that will make their head fly. I mean, I'm definitely not like the guru of Marvel or DC, but I do love them both. And DC animation, agreed, Francis, solid. Gotham showed more than 35 Batman villains, but everyone has amnesia on that. Well, I just didn't like Gotham. I thought it was really cheesy. It did show a lot of good villains, though. And some of those villains were pretty well portrayed. The DC Dark movies is so great. I don't think I've watched any of those. Maybe I have. Is that the one where they killed Green Lantern? Or in one of those, they killed Green Lantern in like a really fucked up way. Loki needs to die again so we can get young Loki for Young Avengers. I have a feeling that's going to happen. Pretty sure that's going to happen. Well, everyone's all over Harley Quinn's dick. I'm all over Catwoman's pussy. I mean, I agree. I love Harley Quinn as a character, but it's annoying how everyone is just like, Harley Quinn. I'm like, you guys only know about her because of fucking Suicide Squad or because of the animated series. Like, no one really gave a shit about her until then. Good night, Telty. Love, Victor absolutely absolved any and all those issues you felt by having a Hispanic family lead. Oh, really? Okay. And it's just worth it. I think you'd prefer it. Alright, I'll give it a shot then. Are you telling me you wouldn't want to see Galactus put his whole girth on the table? There's no table that would fit that, Sir Magnus. That would be like putting his whole girth on a continent. Where would you even start? DC live action shows and animated shows have done a lot of villains and heroes, but humans like to ignore what DC has already done. Well, that's why I was talking about the DCEU, man. I'm saying that kind of sucks, but I agree. Actually, I don't know, man. I just don't like the live action shows for DC. But the animated shows, on the other hand, that's got some good shit. Why did they make Loki as Thor's brother? Is he not Thor's brother? I thought he was from the comics. I feel like I'm about to get owned right now on my comic book knowledge. Fuck that show, me Arnold Wesker, the ventriloquist in a Batman film. So what do you think about the Ezra Miller and Amber Heard issues? Oh, I haven't got a chance to talk about this. Ezra Miller, okay, this might sound insensitive, but I can understand where some of his anger issues have come from, because I can only imagine being that famous and having people constantly in your face, what that would do to you mentally. But actually, like, physically assaulting a fan, that's not fucking cool. And it made my respect for him go down quite a bit. And Amber Heard can go fuck herself. I am so upset that she had the nerve to be like, I'm a woman who survived an abusive relationship, when she was abusing him, right? Like, even more so. Like, Johnny Depp is not excused for what he did. You should not abuse anybody, no matter what the situation. However, if she was abusing him all the fucking time, And she turns around and says, well, you're a big, strong man, and that's why it's okay. No, bitch. No. You don't abuse people, period. So they're both in the wrong, but I really dislike Amber Heard after what I heard the tape come out about their discussion. I thought that was really fucking lame. I feel like they were really trying to do the comic story of Storm and Black Panther in the second film. I bet they were. I bet they were. They just didn't give her enough to work with, like she's a fighter. Yeah, I mean, Storm really needs like a solid movie. Captain Marvel is whack. I burned my eyes out after watching the film. Wonder Woman is a better character and has a better movie. I agree. Wonder Woman has a much better movie. And in many ways, I do think is a slightly better character. But I still think Captain Marvel's cool, and I did like the movie. You will get Carnage in the next Venom. I hated Venom. I'm sorry, but I thought Venom was so fucking bad. That is not Venom. That is not Eddie Brock. No one will convince me otherwise. I hated it. And I don't really want Woody Harrelson as Carnage. And I love those characters too. Like, sorry if this offends anybody, but I fucking hated Venom. I do not plan on watching the next one. The main villain was her own mind. You're killing. It was though. Like, come on. Ezra Miller as the Flash is so boring. Where's the flavor? I mean, he's got some comedic timing, but is anyone else really bothered that the Flash in the DC movies has blue lightning? Why could they not make it yellowish orange? Why? It's a small detail, and some people really seem to like it, and I do not like that. Like, he's got a yellow lightning bolt symbol on his chest. Just make the lightning yellow. Why is it so hard? Why is that so hard? I feel like, again, they're like, ooh, the blue lightning is so edgy. And I'm like, stop. That's not the Flash, man. Another live, I feel so spoiled. Well, I'm glad you're here. I love the Venom movie. I'm sorry. I just don't like it. I just really, really don't like it. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion, but I fucking hate that movie. Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam. Let's not play these games. Man of Steel, like I said, it's okay. Shazam, pretty good. Aquaman, Wonder Woman was pretty damn solid. I really liked Wonder Woman. DC was doing things way before Marvel. They were. I don't think they were doing things really well way before Marvel. Watch Ninja Batman. What? Good night, Cappuccino. I haven't seen the CW series, but I was hoping they would introduce Barry's colleague buddy, Manuel Lago. Oh, that would have been cool. The third movie in Dark Knight is terrible. I don't think it was terrible. I don't think it was even close to as good as The Dark Knight. Or even Batman Begins, really. I thought it was... Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Avengers Age of Ultron, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. They have some... I really like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And Age of Ultron was... It's okay, I guess. But I agree. Iron Man 2, 3, and Thor the Dark World, trash. Blade wasn't advertised as a hero film. I mean, he's not really a hero. He's definitely anti-hero. They won't because they have no balls. Stop watering down all the Marvel characters. I mean, they don't have any balls. I agree with you. And they're not going to stop watering down certain things. That's just how it is. Good luck trying to beat up Mickey Mouse. That corporation is too big for anyone's own good at this point. If people think studios make movies other than to make money, they're in denial of the truth. I mean, that's true. They all say, we want to make something really cool for the fans. No, you don't. You want to make money. Which sometimes means they'll make a movie that the fans really like, but bottom line, they want to make money. Pretty sure Loki is Thor's brother in the comics. They wanted to keep some comic book elements in the movie. That's what I thought. I thought he was his brother. Mulan was weak too. I mean, it wasn't great. It had some moments that I was like, well, that's cool. Decent. Like, they changed a couple things, which, again, if you're going to go live action, give me something unique. Change it up a little bit. But I don't think they changed enough for me to, like, really enjoy it. And there were some decisions that I think were pretty weak. I agree. What are those humans thinking? They took away everything that made her great. I don't think they took away everything that made her great, but yeah, it wasn't nearly as good as the animated movie. I just want Spider-Man fighting Carnage. I would love that. That'd be fucking awesome. He has Marvel's best villains: Venom, Doc Ock, Goblin, Sandman, Rhino, Electro, Venom. And yeah, Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen are also very solid characters. In the myth, Loki is Odin's brother and his fire element. Oh, interesting. And yeah, it seems like they went comic book, not myth version. I don't cry when I watch movies. I just drink the tears of my friends. Well, I cry, so you can drink my tears, I guess. I love the actors who played the Riddler and Penguin on the CW show. They definitely played it well. I like the actor who played. I don't remember the actor who played Penguin. Shit. Oh yeah, I do actually. Yeah, they played a pretty decent version. I didn't really like that they were, like love interest friends on the show. I thought that was kind of odd, but I didn't hate it either. It was interesting. Oh sweet, someone else likes Captain Marvel. Like I'm never gonna change my opinion on it, but I'm glad at least someone agrees. Can't wait for the next movie. Also, can't wait for them to release Wonder Woman. Yeah, I'm really excited for Cheetah. That's gonna be fucking cool. Luke Skywalker needed help through the whole trilogy. Rey just woke up with new ability. That is not true. T-Virus, you're killing me. She needed help just as much. Like, she got a big fight scene in the original movie, which Luke never got. But she needed help, man. She needed help from Finn. She needed help from... I'm drawing a blank right now. I don't have the time to argue for this, but I'm telling you, like, Rey was not nearly as much of a Mary Sue as people seem to think she was. Maybe she cheated a teeny tiny little bit. But she, and I agree, she's cool. I can't wait for Wiccan and Hulkling to appear eventually. I can't either. That's gonna be cool. I'll take Rey over Captain Mediocre Marvel. Fine. All right. Fine. Whatever. I like Rey. She fucking cool. Mulan live action is incredibly racist. Oh, is it really? Damn, I need to rewatch it then. The animated film never tried to say it was a faithful adaptation, but I've watched so many Chinese go through it and why it is so incredibly offensive. I need to look that up then. Educate myself on why it's so racist. Because I didn't pick up on that. Like the Captain Marvel debate, but time for sleep. Good night, Jen. The way she's going to lose her powers in the second Captain Marvel also... Wait, what? I don't like that, man. One of the reasons I like Captain Marvel is because she is so insanely powerful. Just put her up against a really solid threat. I don't think you need to depower her. Also, Rogue from the X-Men in the comics steals her powers, and I think Kevin Feige is going to go there. Oh, that's right, she does. They might do that. And if they do, then that means it'll be temporary. It won't be a permanent thing. Don't tokenize Kraven the Hunter. There are black characters from Marvel they can use. No, yeah, sorry. I corrected myself as soon as I said it. I was like, yeah, no, never mind. I don't want to do that. I was hoping they would have used Storm in the second Black Panther movie, even if it was a cameo to set up mutants in the Marvel Universe. Yeah, I think they would have done that, but considering he passed, I don't think they're going to do that anymore. Check out Saturday Church on Netflix LGBT film. Okay. Sometimes in life I need to drink a glass of lemonade while counting all the failures of Hollywood. Good point. Sense8 had so much potential. Fuck Netflix for canceling the show. Agreed. Fuck Netflix for canceling that shit. Harley Quinn has some cool comics. She was created for Batman the Animated Series. She became so popular that they made her a regular character. Yeah, that's true. And some of her comics were fucking good. They know Harley Quinn because of the Batman video game and the cosplays that came from it. For real. I got so irritated on the Halloween after Suicide Squad came out, where everyone's like, I'm Harley Quinn. And I'm like, yeah, and you and 70% of other, like, basic white girls. With Galactus, you start at the tip. Shut up, Sir Magnus. No. No. Fuck Amber Heard. She was ruining Johnny Depp. I agree. Like I said, I think Johnny Depp royally fucked up as well. But Amber Heard, fucking hate that she had the nerve to be just as abusive and then play the victim. I'm like, that's fucking lame, dude. Smallville started the shared comic book universe. Oh yeah, it kind of did actually. I actually loved the Justice episode of Smallville when they first got like Cyborg, Flash, Green Arrow, and Superman all together. That was cool. And yeah, that Was that years before MCU? That was only like 2 or 3 years before the MCU started. But it was really cool. I agree. I love that show. And that is also true. Everyone did not pretend like they read the comics at that time. Johnny Depp didn't abuse Amber Heard. There's proof that she was the aggressor the whole time. There's video and audio of her mother planning to screw over Johnny Depp. Well, I mean, it is proven that he did hit her at least once, which I agree is not cool. But she was the aggressor. And what she did was fucked up. Like, she literally told him, like, no one's going to believe you over me because I'm the pretty white girl, the innocent, weak little pretty white girl. Like, that really fucking irritated me. Fucking Amber Heard. Venom weak. That wasn't Venom. That's what I'm saying, dude. Eddie Brock is not supposed to be good. That's what I'm saying! That did irritate me when they were like, let's make Venom an anti-hero, like a good guy. I'm like, no, how about you don't? Like, Venom becomes an anti-hero in the comics very, very far down the line. Like, he starts off as a very evil villain, and that's what it needs to be. Thanks, Nazareno. Venom movie is for normies. I mean, I don't want to hate on people for liking it, but I just hated that movie so much. Gene Lux, you kind of missed a lot, but I'm just shooting the shit right now. We're talking comics and superhero movies. Venom movie is just a lame version of the movie Upgrade, which is far better and cooler. I agree. Upgrade is actually fucking dope. But yeah, I did not like Venom. I did not like what they did with that character. Kevin Feige stated Christopher Reeve's Superman was the influence for the MCU. DC paved the way. Well, I mean, that's fair enough. Even Stan Lee started that. DC did a lot of great stuff. DC had successful. That's true. I agree with you. But DCEU, specifically, compared to the MCU, it's just not even a comparison. Ninja Batman is an animated Batman movie and is super good, and you get other villains other than the Joker. But the Joker is in it. Of course he is. That sounds cool. Well, according to Norse mythology, Loki is Odin's brother. Loki is actually Thor's step-uncle, not his brother. Well, I'm kind of glad they went for brother, to be totally honest. Of course they want to make money. Well, yeah, duh. Loki is his brother. Yeah. If you can add a phoenix, you could have given us Mushu. I mean, I like when they try to do something different. I definitely like Mushu better than the Phoenix. But I do like when they try to change it up a little bit. Don't make it exactly like the original animated movie. Will Spider-Man get her own game? I don't know. I'd play it, though. Do you have Instagram? Yes, I do. It's Chronic Gamer. Gaymer. Batman has sold more comics worldwide than Spider-Man and every other... Okay, you don't have to argue that DC is more influential. I agree. Especially when it comes to the comics. DC comics, I do think, are a lot better than Marvel comics. But I think Marvel movies are a lot better than DC movies. That's just my opinion. Spider-Man is number 3. Superman has sold the most comics out of any comic book character, period. That doesn't surprise me. Superman is kind of a boring character, if you ask me, though. He's just he's either too good or too evil. And he just has every power known to man, which kind of irritates me sometimes. Don't get me wrong, though. I don't hate Superman or anything. It's just not my favorite. Yes, she did need help, T-Virus. Especially in the second one. Ray did some cheating shit. She pulled random stuff out her ass. Bro, everyone's pulled some random shit out of their ass in the Star Wars series. The Force just does that sometimes. You're like, I'm getting my ass kicked. I don't know what I'm doing. Use the Force, fuck it up. Granted, Luke did actually majorly get his ass kicked in the second movie, which Rey really did not. So I'll give you that. Palpatine couldn't destroy Rey. Well, that's because Palpatine was some random-ass villain that they threw in at the last second. I really did not like what they did with The Rise of Skywalker. I thought that was lame as hell. They're like, he's back. How is he back? I don't know. He just is. I'm like, that's fucking stupid, dude. Just make Kylo Ren an actual villain. He doesn't have to go down the path of redemption. But again, that's just my opinion. Rey even... No, he could destroy a bunch of ships. I mean, true. I agree. I did not like The Rise of Skywalker. I liked The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Milan movie was shot near a concentration camp. Jesus Christ, really? Ugh. Damn, I went to the store and you still alive. I'm about to stop here pretty soon. I can't go nearly as long as I did yesterday. Fuck Netflix for canceling The Society. They canceled everything that's good. Amber Heard is a narcissistic woman. She only used Johnny as a stepping ladder, and the fact that she would set up cameras to try and make him hit her, setting him up. She is a Karen on level 3000. And I'm 100% of the belief, like, even though he should not have hit her, there's only so much a person can take of being abused by another person before you fucking snap and you hit them back. Like, again, he shouldn't have done it, but I can't say that I myself would be above doing something like that when you're constantly being physically and verbally abused by a narcissistic asshole. So, Rogue beat the crap out of Captain Marvel. She did, but in all fairness, Rogue has a really, really rigged superpower. She literally sucks the life force out of people. Like, just touching a person makes her basically win a fight. Like, she literally kills people by touching them. And then also takes their powers and fucks them up that way. So, you're right, she did beat the crap out of her. But she has a really rigged power. And I'm not saying that I don't love Rogue, because I do. But just saying. And that probably will happen. I'll bet you they do something like that in the movie, where Rogue probably does kick the shit out of Captain Marvel, because they definitely have heard the criticisms that she's too strong, she hasn't faced enough adversary, so I guarantee they're going to give her a lot of adversary in the next movie. Kind of biased, Batman is childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. I mean, that's Spider-Man for me, so I have a little bias for that as well. No, Sir Magnus, I haven't heard the song yet, because for whatever reason, my live chat isn't popping up on my last video. Like, I tried to go back and look through it, but it's not showing me it. Hopefully it pops up soon, but leave me the link in this one just in case. What do you think about Joker's new protege Punchline? I haven't even heard of that. I haven't been keeping up on comics the past, like, year or so. Harley costumes equals Deadpool costumes equals people finding an excuse to be assholes. True. I feel the same way about Joker costumes. They're like, I'm the Joker, I'm gonna do something crazy tonight. It's like, just don't be a dick, dude. The MCU started in 2008. Smallville came out many years. I mean, it started in 2000. So yeah, it started many years before, but they didn't really start doing the crossover stuff until about 2004. Yeah, it was 2004 when they introduced Flash into the show. So it's only 4 years ahead of its time. So it is ahead of its time, I agree. And it was a weekly TV show that was flawed, but very entertaining. So you got me there. Like, it's true. Spooky month, what was your favorite, or what was your scariest horror movie experience growing up? Oh, this is a fun story. I was terrified of Michael Myers as a kid from Halloween. And one night I had a nightmare and went to my mom's room because I was like, fuck this shit. I'm going to go sleep with my mom because I'm so scared right now. And I looked down the stairs and I had a vivid waking hallucination of Michael Myers walking up the stairs towards me. And I started slamming on the door, freaking out like, Mom, save me. Like, that shit scarred me. That was the most scared I have ever been in my life. As you might have noticed, I never run out of things to say. I can talk forever as my knowledge goes beyond 7 universes. Well, fair enough. And I like debating comic books and really anything sci-fi or nerdy. Like, there's a lot to talk about. Do you watch Young Justice? No, I've only watched a little bit of it, but all my friends say it's really, really good. The DCEU films feel different from each other as to where a lot of the MCU films, with the exception of a few, blend together as they are normally formulaic. I agree and disagree. The DCEU films do feel different from each other, but they feel disjointed and disconnected, which is why I really don't like what they do with those. And the MCU films do kind of blend together, but I don't think it's because they're formulaic. Like, they are formulaic. but not so overtly that it takes me out of it. I feel like they blend together because they have a really strong sense of style. They're like, this is what the MCU is like. And therefore, each movie might have a slightly different genre or a slightly different tone, but they're all going to look pretty similar to one another, which actually makes it feel like it's in the same universe to me. Any listen, and listen, I can add you to my Plex server if you want to watch Batman Ninja or all the other cool movies. Do it, man. And I'm gonna continue watching American Gods pretty soon. What do you think about Star Trek? I love Star Trek. I'm not a huge fan of all the TV shows that have come out for it, but I'm excited to watch Star Trek Discovery at some point. Superman is not boring. You have to get invested in the invested to learn the full extent of the character. I'm very invested in the lore and his whole background with Krypton and Zod and all kinds of shit going on there. It's interesting. I just find his power set to be too rigged. Like, you're invulnerable, you can fly, you can see through things, you have heat vision, you have super hearing, you have cold breath, super breath in general. You can run as fast as a locomotive, super strength, and not only super strength, but like mega supreme super strength. Like, the only thing that can really fuck him up is the intelligence of other characters or kryptonite, which it just kind of irritates me sometimes. But Superman is more human than most humans, which does make him, in a way, kind of weak in certain scenarios. And I do find that aspect of his character very interesting. And you're right, without him, you don't have other superheroes. He did pave the way for the rest, so you're right about that. Superman is hard mode for competent writers. That's true. Didn't even watch the Star Wars films, but they said that Rey's entire adaptation of Star Wars is just being erased because they're starting over. I mean, I had a feeling they would do that because fan reaction was very negative to the new trilogy, which I understand, but I liked it until I didn't. Like, Rise of Skywalker kind of killed it for me. There needs to be a license test for writers before touching Superman. Agreed. Superman has tons of compelling stories. If you have 30 hours, I can show you all of them. I mean, I've seen a lot of them. And some of them are very good. And some of them I think are very bad. Superman sold the most comics. That's not possible if a character is bad. I don't think that's true. I think there's a lot of people who are into very mediocre things. Not to say that Superman is mediocre. It's just not my cup of tea, you know? Oh, thanks, Sir Magnus. Just got the email. Rogue is a better character than Captain Marvel, let's be real. I can't really decide which one I like better, to be totally honest. Rogue is very, very cool. But I also think Captain Marvel is really, really cool. She can drain my life force any day. No thanks, I'll let her do that to you. Captain Marvel can use a personality. She does have a personality. Man, I really don't like when people say that Brie Larson... Or, well... I could see that in the comic book version of Captain Marvel. She doesn't have a huge amount of personality. But Brie Larson, I think, really gave the character some flavor. And a lot of people just disagree with that. And I'm like, she did not seem stone cold and emotionless to me. Shut up, T-Virus. Rogue also can't have sex or any human touch, which is sad. Yeah, that is a very tragic character trait. I want a Kitty Pryde movie. I find her interesting. Kitty Pryde actually is a very interesting character. Not as much as Rogue, in my opinion, but she's cool. In the comics, Captain Marvel getting her powers taken by Rogue was permanent, not temporary. I could have sworn it was only temporary. And Rogue is a beast. I admit that. Okay. I gotta wrap this up, so... I'm just going to try and finish up what you guys have written here, and then I'm going to call it a night. Did Julie Newman, Eartha Kitt's Catwoman for Halloween a couple years ago? Oh, that's cool. Catwoman's awesome. I really like Catwoman. If Michael Myers shows up, I'm going to beat the piss out of him. Please do. Help me out. They're trying to trick me. I'm like, that's the same movie 24 times. That's not true. I completely disagree. I love the MCU, but I'm not going to ignore the flaws. I mean, that's fair. That is totally fair. Superman is the example of what heroes try to be. Yeah, but that's one reason I don't like it. He's almost perfect. Definitely not perfect, I agree, but there's so many times where he's just too fucking good, man. I like characters that are more flawed than that. But that's just me. Alright, see you later, Sir Magnus. January reacts. I would love to see full live action. Zatanna would be a fucking cool ass movie. And yeah, they do always sideline her in pretty much everything. And I agree, T-Virus. Rise of Skywalker was really bad. They acted like The Last Jedi never even happened. And that really frustrated me because I actually liked a lot of the risks that The Last Jedi took. And a lot of people didn't. And, you know, everyone's got their own opinion, but at least admit that that movie happened and build off of it. Don't just be like, you guys didn't like it, so it never happened. We're going to do something totally different. I'm like, you basically have a first movie and then 2 second movies. You don't even have a full trilogy. Least liked Marvel character? I mean, there's so many to choose from. Marvel characters, I mean, not ones that I don't like, but oh shit, I really don't know. My least favorite. People are probably gonna hate me for this, but I think the Hulk. Like, he is an interesting character, but I don't know, never really quite did it for me. Brie Larson, the person, is so fake, you can mold her any way you want. I mean, that may be true, but we ain't got no proof of that. And she seems like a decent person. And I fucking loved her in Scott Pilgrim. She was funny as hell in that. You should so totally come. I don't think she was stone cold, but she was flat to me. I just don't agree. I don't think she was flat. Kitty Pryde is confirmed bi and Jewish. Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. And I agree, Francis. I think Brie is a very good actress. Captain Marvel needs to be killed by Galactus. I mean, if there was a character that could kill Captain Marvel, Galactus would probably be one of them. It's temporary until you go into a coma, and I think it becomes permanent. Oh, and she did go into a coma. Huh. Well, I doubt they'll make it permanent in the movies. But we'll see. I'll see you later, Zakiya. I will get some rest. Superman has emotions, that's why he's not perfect. I mean, that's true, but all of his emotions, not all of his emotions, but a lot of his emotions are just so good. It's like, this is the right thing to do. I know exactly what the right thing to do is. And I'm like, why do you always know the right thing to do, man? And when he doesn't, he goes like full fucking evil, which I wish they would have a little bit more middle ground on that. But I am being a little judgmental. Like, he doesn't. I'm making it more black and white than it actually is. I admit that. Like, he does have plenty of very layered moments as a character. Can we have a poll if you should react to Love Victor? I mean, we don't even have to have a poll. I'm going to watch it. Thanks, Quark. Captain Marvel is trash. I purchased the Blu-ray pissed on. Man! Well, joke's on you because you purchased it. You gave him more money. They should have kept Edward Norton as the Hulk. I like Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, but I think Edward Norton is a fantastic actor. And yes, the Hulk is just not quite it for me in Marvel. Comics or movies. He's just okay. Made it for another chat. Oh, I'm glad you made it, Marcus. Oh, and good night. And I will check out Perfect Blue. You like Captain Mediocre Marvel more than the Hulk? I do. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. It doesn't make any sense. More power shut off from this ridiculous. Thanks, man. Way too much Brie Larson hate. I'll take a strong, honest woman any day. Oh, people hate her for all the wrong reasons. I mean, I think some people hate her for valid reasons. I think a lot of people hate her for very misogynistic or sexist reasons. No, I'm not saying you do, T-Virus. It sounds to me like you have valid criticisms. But I really like Captain Marvel. I really do. When you are conflicted, that always is more relatable than anything else. Most humans suffer due to emotions which are illogical. That's true. That's very true. All Stars, Superman shows how complex he is. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that kind of does, actually. Most layered Superman you will see is in Justice League Dark. That was pretty solid. That was a pretty solid one. Captain Marvel needs to be killed. Shut up, man. Just let her be. All right. It looks like I got to the end of the conversation, so I'm going to call it a night. Thank you all for joining me and discussing all of our comic book interests. Hopefully, I will see you all again soon. I won't be doing a live stream tomorrow because my mom will be calling me and I don't want to interrupt the stream again. But I will be doing one again some point next week, so I will see you all then. I just don't care for Captain Marvel, but I watched and own the film because I love Marvel. Fair enough. But yep, I'll see you all later. Good night. Oh, good night, Simtown Twins.